welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. You're watching Unbiased Magic Reviews, the most objective magic review channel here on YouTube. Today I've got a really special workers review for you. I think you're gonna absolutely love this. And I'm gonna be sharing with you guys Michael Boden's Forget-Me-Not necklace. Now you guys may remember that this series revolves around those magic effects that I handpick out. Usually they're effects that have taken years to discover, that they're hyper visual, they're very reliable, easy to perform, impossible looking to your spectator, instant reset. And this effect from Michael Boden really checks all of those boxes. In my personal opinion, I feel that this is the solution to ring flight. Now, if you're like me, you probably have a drawer filled with reels, keychains, and the like to perform ring flight. And I've always had issues with them, and this effect from Michael Boden, it really cleans it up. It will completely amaze and melt the brain of your spectators. And I'm gonna start out by sharing with you guys just a really quick demo that I made and shared with some friends that are magicians because I wanted to see what they thought. I just shared the video with them and said, hey, what do you guys think? Check this out. Okay, so let's watch the demo right now. You can take your ring, explain to the spectator that if we want to, we can just vanish it. It's really gone. You may be wondering where it went. Actually, I keep it here on my necklace. That way I don't lose it. And if you want, you can even take off your necklace and show it to them and give it to them in their hand, whatever you want to do. So after my friends saw that demonstration video, they both had the same idea. Both of them said, oh, you're using a duplicate ring, right? And that's when I realized that this will fool not only lay people, but probably everyone. Now watching that, you probably are thinking, oh wait, I've seen this before. Wasn't this released by some other magician? And the original version of this effect was released by Alan Rorison about 6 or 7 years ago. It was called Volant. Now, it won't surprise you that I purchased it back then, and I actually went through the trouble of going through my junk boxes in my basement to find it. Yes, I found it. Because a lot of times I just tell you guys, oh yeah, I have that, but you know what? I wanted to actually dig it up to show it to you because I wanted to especially show you the chain, right? Because this effect from Alan Rorison, it just wasn't reliable. It had some serious problems with it. The first problem was that the chain is really cheap. And because the chain is really cheap, part of the issue is because the spheres are so small that the chain falls apart when you're trying to do the effect. So that's like the first problem with it. My chain, even just practicing with it, the silver started to flake off of the spheres, right? Then the second problem was the choreography that Alan Rorison came up with, because the move you would do was very cumbersome. It was happening with the chain in your hand, behind your fingers, with the ring. It just was very difficult to do, and without the chain falling apart on you. And because it wasn't reliable, this just ended up in the junk drawer. And it wasn't until Michael Boden shared with me his Forget-Me-Not necklace that I realized, wait a second, this actually, maybe it does work, because he has solved all of the problems that the original version had. So that is the beauty of this. And thank you to Michael Boden for giving me permission to share with you guys his tutorial video so you can learn not only the right necklace to buy, but you will also learn his choreography so you can perform this. And it makes the whole thing really semi-self-working. Really, that's really what it ends up making the effect. The most difficult thing will be just doing the ring vanish, which is like really easy anyway, because you're going to learn a couple of different ring vanishes on there. So if you are a subscriber to my channel, then you're probably watching this in the first 7 days that I put this out. You'll be happy to know that I'm including a WeTransfer link in the description below so you can download the instructional video. Now, if you know anybody who's into magic, send them this video, tell them to subscribe to the channel, and tell them to send it to somebody else as well. Because if you're watching this video a couple of months down the road, you know, I don't make any promises to re-upload the instructional video. Like, sorry. And my advice to you is subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future reviews that are just like this, where I'll be sharing this stuff with you. Now, the original Volant effect, I think it was like over $30 if I remember. And to buy the right necklace that Michael Boden is going to tell you to buy, it will cost you less than $30, which that's kind of nice as well. So a couple of tips for you guys from performing this for lay people that I found really works well is that I like to do an introductory like effect or phase. And the reason is because lay people are not very observant. And so once you borrow their ring, I will use like this really old ring move idea that became popularized by Garrett Thomas, where I'll tell the spectator, hey, check this out. I'm going to take your ring and throw it back on my finger. And that will kind of get a laugh. If they're not paying really close attention now, they will be, because they'll be like, wait, what did I just see? Or they'll want to see it again. And so now you've really got their attention. So now you can go into the ring flight. And I really like the idea of starting out in this position with the left hand underneath. And the reason is because I find that there's this beautiful retention of vision where your left hand is rotating above to take the ring like this. It's a very slow move, but it looks like it's really in your hand. Then you could use all the other ideas of Michael Boden where you point here, you show your hands empty, and now you're really in the driver's seat because you're so far ahead of the spectators. They don't know where the ring is. They don't know what to expect. So you don't have to go quick when you reach in, and then you just come right out and you show them that you've got it around your necklace. That's really going to just fry their brain at that point. I like doing this, of course. That just kind of really emphasizes it. And since it all happened right in front of their face, they're just going to be like amazed. They're not going to know what to think. Of course, at that point, you can just tell them to open up their hand, and you can just literally pour it into their hand. You're going to give that to them, and the reset just couldn't be any simpler. So you could see that this ring flight really has solved all of the issues of previous ring flights, because now you're ready to go and you're not reaching behind your back to get your keys doing something suspicious. You're simply just pulling out your chain, and the spectator, they're really not going, all they're going to remember is you just pulled out the chain, because that's literally what it looks like you did. It looks like you just reached in and pulled out your chain, and their ring was around it. Now you may have noticed too that I'm using black spheres. I just find that this, obviously it's going to hide the method a little bit better as well, which is why I like that. So really, I think that you're in for a real treat here. And for me, this is an absolute worker. I'm carrying this with me all the time, every day, so I can do it at the drop of a hat for anyone that I encounter. And so really I can't say anything negative about the routine, because I think Michael Boden has really cleaned it up, and I think that his choreography is just stellar. It really is. And I think you're going to absolutely love the effect. So you really should thank Michael Boden for sharing this with us, because he's literally breathed new life in an effect that was really dead. And so as usual, if you guys have any questions or concerns, or you want to know anything else, just leave me a comment below. Thanks so much, guys, for subscribing to the channel and leaving me comments and stuff. It just lets me know that you're interested in this, and hopefully this will become a worker for you too, just like it has for me. Anyway, I'll see you on the next review.